Hey, winning in the building. You know what time it is. Welcome back. Welcome back. Another episode, another banger. We are definitely thankful that you have come to join us again. I'm one of your hosts, Talib.
Yeah, I'm your other host. My name's on the screen.
Yep, that's his name. That's what it is. Hey, man, look, bro. Listen, we're going to jump right into this, right?
Yeah.
Because not only did we have a great Final Four and championship game, that's
What a game.
segueing us into the NBA play-in, NBA playoffs. Man, what a wonderful, wonderful
Hey,
March Madness tournament
if
this
you
year, brother.
if you comparing if you man, the NCAA, Florida and Houston, they set the bar high.
They
Like
did.
that was as good as it gets right there,
Yeah,
man. Shout out
yeah,
to both of those teams. They
yeah,
man,
yeah,
that was a great show for us
yeah,
as fans.
yeah,
But there had to be a winner. Congratulations to the Gators. Congratulations to you for picking the Gators from the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah,
I
yeah,
picked Houston,
yeah.
came up short, but that's all right.
It's
I
all
feel
right.
like all of the players on those teams played their hearts out. They
Yeah,
should all they should all walk tall. Um, that was great for basketball right there.
yeah, 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 yeah. And to my cousin, to my brother, to my cousin, thank you for that bread. You know what I'm saying? I picked the winner. Y'all know what it is. Give me that money. I take it. We got it. Uh-huh. That's how I feel. But look, man, listen. NBA, we're gonna start off in the East, right? I think the East is it's kind of already put
You want
together
to jump
on
into
what the playoffs, what matchups we got.
you
We
want to jump
always
into the
talk,
NBA playoff picture?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so we always talk about the beloved Knicks,
Yeah,
right? Because if
my
New York
dogs.
basketball is rocking, then the NBA is rocking. You know what I'm saying? New York basketball, the Boston
The
Celtics,
Mecca.
the Los Angeles Lakers, when those teams are good, NBA is really, really, really doing something, right? And New
Yeah,
York is good. But boy, they might be running into the new bad boy Pistons, man, in that sixth spot.
they,
That's
they
gonna
trying to
be
look
a
like the bad boy
fun.
Pistons.
They're the new bad boy Pistons, as physical as we could be in today's era.
Hey, they only got 1.5 goons on this
That's
Pistons team.
very true.
They only got 1.5 goons. That bad boy Pistons team, they had goons in all five positions.
All five positions, bro. All five positions. But listen, tell me about that matchup, that 3-6 matchup, the
Yeah,
Knicks and the Pistons right now. That's gonna be a fun first round series, I believe, if everything stays the way it is.
yeah. So the Knicks, they're in third place right now. Pistons in sixth place. I think the Pistons um, probably got two awards coming their way. They may have two awards coming their way. I think they might have the coach of the year. They might have the coach of the year coming their way because they were bad last year.
Yeah,
They were bad, and they
yeah.
got the former coach from the Cavaliers. His name will come to me, but they
That's
got the
okay.
former coach from the Cavs.
Yeah,
He was fired from the Cavs. Go pick up this Pistons team. They don't make many personnel changes. They did add a first round draft pick, but that is not the reason why they're winning. Like that one guy, he plays good minutes.
yeah,
Ron Holland,
yeah.
I think it's Ron Holland the second or something like that. Plays good minutes, but they're winning because Cade Cunningham is looking like the number one
Overall
pick,
pick. Absolutely.
overall pick that he
Absolutely.
was when he was drafted. Right? He might be the most improved player if
Mhm.
that's possible with this early in his career. He might be the most improved player in the NBA this year.
Yeah,
I think he made the All Star team this year. He's that nice.
yeah.
You talk about a 6'7", 6'8" point guard who
Hmm.
now has like all the confidence in the world. He get busy
Hmm.
with the ball,
Yeah,
and in those clutch moments, man, he wants the ball. He wants
yeah,
the smoke. He
yeah,
gonna go win the game for his team. He's done it a couple of times this season.
yeah,
They've been fun to watch. They've really been fun to watch. Now they're doing all of this without Jaden Ivey, another lottery pick that they had a couple of years ago. He got hurt early in the season and he's been out all year. But they've
yeah,
been able to make adjustments and get it done.
yeah,
Could well, let me switch over and talk a little bit about my boys though. I'm
yeah,
a
yeah,
Knicks fan. I'm gonna keep saying
yeah.
that to just
Till they
just the
win.
people. People,
they
people who
win.
are just tuning in, man. People who are just tuning in. Been niggas
Yeah,
for whole life. Here's the deal, man. Cade is the real deal.
yeah,
Clutch, as I said. I think the most clutch player this year, he's in the top two at least. It's JB, Jalen Brunson, right? Even though he missed a couple of games due to injury and stuff like that, and probably his injury probably eliminated him from the running for any type of awards. In fact, I don't even know if Cade qualifies. He had an injury early in the season too. But Jalen Brunson, man, he is becoming perennial all-star level player. He showed that he can do it when he was in Dallas in spurts, right? We saw glimpses when he was in Dallas.
yeah,
Comes to the Knicks, puts the team on his back immediately, gets rewarded immediately.
yeah,
Captain of the team this year, and he's just going, right? Also an all-star, but he's a smaller guard. He's 6'2".
yeah, yeah,
Not many 6'2" and smaller guards in this league. It's getting to the point now at the NBA, man. You got to be exceptional to be a 6'2" or under point guard
yeah,
in this league, man. You got to,
yeah,
yeah. We can come back to that another time, but for JB especially. But the addition of Cat, I didn't like. Look, I was upset when we traded Julius Randle for Cat, and the reason
yeah,
why is because as talented as Cat is and has been throughout his career, Julius Randle is a 20 and 10 guy, double double
yeah,
guy every night, and 5 assists, by the way. His numbers aren't anything to like just kind of look away from, man. He's putting up the same type of numbers Patrick Ewing put up in his career, right? And Julius had heart. We bring in Cat. Cat put up like triple doubles sometimes on occasion. Right? He can get close to a triple double or get a triple double. This dude, he's putting up like 25, 26 points a game, second in the league in rebounding, averaging close to 13 rebounds a game. He's just he's been balling.
yeah,
All of the criticism about his heart and all of that stuff, you won't hear that from me based
yeah,
on what I've seen from him this season.
yeah,
So
yeah.
this 3-6 matchup, I expect it to look every bit like 80s, 90s
Basketball.
NBA as far as the physicality. Beef stew gonna come out there and try to punk somebody, and he gonna run into an OG Anunoby, a Cat. He gonna run into one of these guys that are not gonna back down. Josh Hart, even though he's small, these guys compared to the 7 footer
Yeah,
Beef
yeah,
stew,
yeah,
these guys are not gonna back down, man.
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
said, the Pistons are coming into this game with 1.5 goons.
yeah.
Um, that dude will probably get ejected at some point during during this
Series.
playoff series.
Yeah,
He will because that's his mo, man. He
yeah.
he comes out there, he gets a little bit too riled up, he gets himself tight,
Right,
zone tight.
right.
And
Thank you.
the worst thing though, the worst thing about it is he could actually be a solid player if he
Yeah,
stopped with the goonery. But we'll see, man. We'll
yeah,
see. They've been playing. They've been playing tough. I mean, they made it to the 6th seed. They're not in the play-in. These guys
yeah,
weren't even in the playoffs last year.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you. I think that I think his name is Ernie Bickerstaff, or
No, not
that's
Ernie.
not his name. It's not Ernie. It's not Ernie. But I think
No,
it's
it's JB Bickerstaff
JB Bickerstaff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, he
with
is.
Bixby.
That's funny, right? That's funny as a mug, right? Ernie. No, I think that's a good candidate for Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
Um, the only other coach that I will put that I can think of right off the top of my head that I'm going to give that potential attention to is my brother down in Houston, Ime
yeah,
Udoka.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, so those are the two names that I can think of, and as we talk about, there are two African American coaches that are doing one heck of a job with the Pistons being a playoff team this year, and the Rockets solidifying that number 2 spot in the West. That's big time, big time. Um, just saying real quick with the East, I like the matchup. I think the Knicks have a little bit too much firepower to lose, but I do believe that Detroit is going to make it a very good and tough series. I think it goes 6 Could go 5 with the firepower that the Knicks got, but I think it would be a safe 5, 6 game series. I think Detroit will win 1 game, potentially 2 games at home, and I think the Knicks, Knicks run away with it in a 7 game series. I think they beat them in 6. I think just the Knicks have too much offense for Detroit in a series. You get what I'm saying? If it
Yeah,
was a play-in game, that might be a little different. But this is by us being in a 7 game series, I got the Knicks having too much firepower for Detroit right now. Now, to me, in the East, the team to watch out for, they got the best player in the East. And at any given time, when you got a transcendent player like you have, he could carry a team to some playoff wins and push some teams that are probably better to the brink, which is Milwaukee. And the way Giannis is carrying them right now with some of the additions that they got, I think they could be a formidable team. I don't know if anybody can beat Boston. My opinion. I don't know if anybody can beat a healthy Boston. That's just my opinion. Not in the East right now. I don't see anybody beating Boston. But when you have a player like Giannis on your team, he can create so much havoc in any series at any given moment because that's the type of player that he is. So the Bucks are always a team to watch out for, especially in a lower seeding. You know what I mean? They're not a top 2 or top 3 seed. They're behind, so they'll run into one of those higher seeds and could upset one of those
yeah.
higher seeds to push them. That's what I mean by they can always knock out a number 2 or you know what I mean? They can knock out one of those. They can knock out Cleveland. You just never know, you
Got
know?
the Bucks. If the playoffs started today, the Bucks are facing the Pacers, I believe. The Bucks are fifth, Pacers are fourth, and I don't know that the Bucks have enough defense to beat the Pacers, especially because Dame has been out hurt. Dame has he also has a blood clot issue going on. I don't know if he's coming back for the playoffs. They said it's possible that he might play in the playoffs, which would be good offensively for them. Defensively, he's not that much of a threat
Yeah, he don't
defensively.
help. Yeah,
That rookie they have is Jackson. He's a great defender. I really like him. Super athlete. I don't know his health status at the moment, but Giannis by himself. Well, I shouldn't say by himself. You got Giannis to worry about. You got Gary Trent Jr., who's a solid defender and a knockdown shooter. You might have Bobby Portis back after
he's
serving
back.
his
Yeah, he'll be
suspension.
back.
Yeah, serving his suspension. That will help a lot because Bobby Portis is he should be in the running for six man of the year almost every year that he's been on the Bucks.
Yeah,
And they have Kyle Kuzma,
yeah,
who's a solid offensive player, but again, defensively,
yeah.
what is he going to do against players like Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner,
Hmm.
Obi Toppin, when those guys are in the paint? Is he
Yeah,
is he going to be able to step up and stop them? And besides Siakam, who's who's going to stop them? Because
right,
Miles Turner is not playing him on the perimeter. Kyle Kuzma
right.
will bring you out on the perimeter if he has to,
Yeah,
if that ends up being a matchup, right?
right, right,
So
right.
I I agree with you about Giannis. He's a transcendent player, but he's not enough to
Yeah.
beat a solid team. And the
Okay.
Pacers are a solid team. They get solid. They get really good defense out of Nemhard and can't think of the player's name that came over from the Celtics. They get decent. They get decent defense from those guys. Andren is a toss up. Some days he looks like he can be an all star offensive
Right.
player. A lot of days he just looks like a solid
Player.
player. He's
Yeah.
he's a solid player. He hasn't really kind of made the name for himself that I thought he was going to make, but
Right.
he's out there. He's contributing and he's getting it done. They have a lot of weapons, and when Tyrese is pushing the pace and whipping the ball around, put up 140 points like it's not.
Yeah. 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 So it'll be
That's going to
interesting.
be the tough part. Yeah, yeah.
Wild,
The team that I
wild, wild
think.
west.
Well, hold on. Before we jump over there, man, the team that could, if they suddenly like get it to click,
Yeah.
team that could be a problem in the East, man, is the Orlando Magic.
Okay.
If
Why?
they can get it to click. I mean, they're still down Franz Wagner, but their defense is really solid. and they have a budding superstar in Paolo to lead that team offensively. But again, they got the right pieces. They got Suggs, they got Paolo, Franz is out. I think even Mo Wagner might be out. So they got some injuries going on that they have to deal with. But this
Mhm.
team sometimes, man, they show up in moments we don't expect them to show up. They know how to turn it up defensively and use that style of play to win games.
Yeah.
It could happen.
I
It
think
could
like
happen.
when it comes to the teams like Orlando, Detroit, those two specifically, I think their lack of playoff experience hurts them in the long run, right? Which also I believe plays a factor in the West to some degree as well, right? As we getting ready to shift into the West, Orlando and Detroit are teams that are ascending and that are going to be a problem in the years to come as long as health and they keep their pieces together or they add a couple pieces here and there. When you go over to the West, everyone is talking about the youth of the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? And to be honest, the youth of the Houston Rockets, okay? And they're 1-2, right? So teams like the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nuggets, um, Golden State, right? These teams really, really have championship pedigree,
Yeah,
and they got what they know. They know how to play the playoffs, play in the playoffs, and they know what to do. Now, I am. This is the matchups that I would like to see in the West. I want to see Golden State and the Lakers in the first round. That's what I would want to see.
not
I
gonna
don't think
happen.
it's going to happen,
But
but
I
that
think
will
you're gonna
be
get
a.
a. I think
Go
you're gonna
ahead.
get a better matchup.
Okay.
So as it stands right now, Golden State is in seventh place, right? They have to play. They have to play in the play-in if it stays the way it is right now. So they will play the Timberwolves in the
Yes.
first round of the play-in tournament. If they beat them, they get the seventh seed. If they get the seventh seed, they win the opportunity to play Houston. The
Which
matchup I want to see because last week those Houston boys they held Steph Curry to 3 points.
Houston is a. This
That's
is
a story. That's a
Houston
story.
is a Houston is a matchup to me and me only. Houston is a matchup nightmare for the Golden State Warriors
Yeah, that's why I want to see it.
because
That's
their
why I want to
youth,
see it.
because of their youth, they can run around and they ain't gonna get tired. They gonna aggravate Steph like they did the whole freaking game, right? And I
That's why I want to
don't
see it.
I don't know if Golden State has enough offense now. The same way I just talked about Giannis. The Golden State Warriors got to play on their team that when the playoffs start, he become a different being. Okay,
Oh wait, what are you talking about? Kevon Looney. Who you saying, man? Say it. Yo,
Jimmy
don't leave
buckets.
me hanging.
Got to, man. Got to. The drama got to build. Boy,
I
Jimmy
miss.
Butler in the playoffs,
You're right. You're
it
right. You're
changes,
right. You're
right?
right.
And I think they're gonna need him. Golden State. Listen, we know Steph and Draymond are the glue and heart and soul of Golden State Warriors. We're not going to disrespect them in any way, shape, or form. But I'm gonna be completely transparent. Golden State will go further if Jimmy Butler joins that party.
Yeah, and
He's got to
we've
join that
seen bits
party.
and pieces of that success. You
Yes,
know, Jimmy is in there all the time. He knows the system. He knows how to do what Jimmy knows how to do, man.
yes.
And
If
with the amount of space that he has to operate now,
mhm,
it's it's different. Like
yes,
if if he can find ways to get buckets with Tyler Hero being like the stretch guy in Miami, he with Steph, come on.
yeah, yeah.
You know, the world usually orbits around Steph. But I'll say this.
Mm-hmm.
between I'm just gonna say the Thompson twin that's in Houston. I'm not gonna mess up his name, but actually I believe it's Amen. I forget Amen Thompson.
Okay.
That's in Houston. Um, his defense, his athleticism, his size is just so much to deal with. They were able to put him on Steph and let him chase Steph around for a lot of the time last week. The difference though was that Steph wasn't. I mean, they were playing tough, but he wasn't really playing for much.
Yeah.
Now the stakes are high.
Yeah.
Is he going to get the same Steph? Because the Steph that's out there now is even better than the Steph Curry that years ago, the young Steph Curry who was out there, the real skinny Reggie Miller, skinny Steph Curry that was out there
Right.
running around getting shots off. This
Right. Right.
one is just as good of a shooter, but bigger, bulkier, just as fast and with more stamina.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he can run all game. Can these young boys run all game? Or how many of these young boys they gonna put on them? Because
Yeah.
he ain't gonna stop.
That's gonna be an interesting matchup, man. Now, who's the sixth seed right now
Yeah,
is
the Grizzlies.
the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
As much as you want to see Ja, I don't think they can beat the Lakers. I don't think they can beat the Lakers. I don't even know if that series it's just like Shannon Sharp says. Lakers in five.
you know the
Lakers in
Lakers,
five.
the Lakers, the Lakers are unpredictable.
Hmm.
Um, the reason is they have two really great players. They got two historically great players. Um, but one of them's 40 years old. 40 something, about to be 40 something, right? And he's on the backside of his career. This
Yeah.
this isn't gonna last forever.
Right.
He already shows signs of like I don't want to run all game. I don't want to have to be that guy that's running all game. So it remains to be seen. But LeBron is also the type of player who kicks it up a notch when the playoff starts.
True.
He tries to
True.
coast throughout the season, make it to the playoffs, and then he turns it up. So maybe there's another level to LeBron's game that we haven't seen. But he's had to play hero too many times this season just for the Lakers to be in the third spot.
Mhm.
Luka, I hope he has the conditioning, and I hope that he continues to try on defense. I've seen him with the Lakers at least try to play defense more than I've seen him do it when he was with the
Dallas.
Mavs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he has to continue to try. Austin Reeves can be great, and
Mhm.
he's the young boy that they can depend on the most. If they can figure out, and I know JJ Redick got some schemes up his sleeve to get Dalton Connect
Mhm.
more involved in that offense and Gabe Vincent, because both of them are great outside shooters, then yeah, they can. I feel like they can get on a little bit of a roll. They can get past the we talk about the Grizzlies. They
Grizzlies.
can get past the
Memphis.
Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with the Grizzlies though. Ja might be playing for. He might be playing for his extension. When you think about it, because like how many years is Memphis going to put up with the underachievement of that team when they have a guy who should be the face of the NBA? He continues to be the face of their team, and they fired their coach. They're running out of excuses. It's
Yeah.
all
That's
on Ja
true.
right now.
I agree.
It's all
I
on
agree
Ja.
with that.
Everybody else has delivered on what seemed to be promised to them. Ja has not. Now he is box office. Everybody wants to see him play. He has the swag. He has the game. He has all of the things to be the face of the NBA, except for his history now. That's one reason why they won't let him be the face. But if he can't show that he can lead this team as it is right now, they got great players on this squad. If he can't lead them to past the first round, he might be looking at another. He might wear a different jersey next season.
I mean, that's a big time prediction, potential prediction, right? Because we're talking about now. Here's the thing: we just seen probably a bigger star traded mid-season, so it ain't far fetched to
Yeah,
think that.
probably.
Yeah, you know. I mean, why not?
You talking about Luca?
Yeah,
You mean
meaning
probably?
I'm saying
Luca and
probably, but
AD
yeah,
are
you're
bigger
right.
stars than
Yeah,
than
then Ja.
than John Morant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, it's interesting, right? Because in my belief, in my prediction right now, the Denver Nuggets gonna fall to the 8th spot and mess around and get swept in the first round.
With the Thunder, messing around with the Thunder.
Mess around, get swept. Mess around, go and get your broom out. So I don't know what happened, but to fire a coach with just 4 or 5 games left in the NBA season, to me is one very, very disrespectful. Or something so bad happened that you had no choice but to get rid of him.
Yeah, I think I think that I think that Mike Malone is a heck of a coach. I don't think they
Absolutely.
would have won the championship a couple of years ago if not for his coaching.
Yeah.
Even though they have a great player in Joker, they have a great player in Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr. They had KCP at that time.
Jamal
They have
Murray.
ballers. And
And the
yeah,
closer,
Jamal
Jamal
Murray,
Murray.
yeah, the closer,
He's
who
a
hit some
closer.
big shots during that playoff run.
He's a closer.
Um,
Yeah.
I saw something. I saw something that made me. I distrusted them in Nuggets. I distrusted them in Nuggets, and here's why. Mike Malone was very critical of them publicly. Now,
Yeah.
I don't think he should be,
Right.
but he was trying to. He didn't call anybody out by name, which is good. But he was trying to send a message that this team needs to work. One of the things he said is they don't watch film. We have to show them film. They don't watch film. So that tells me nobody on your team really wants to be great. Joker has amazing abilities. But how good would he be if he was the type of player? And I don't know that he doesn't do this. I'm just going off of what Mike Malone said. How great would he be if he was the type of player that would sit down and watch some film so that he can understand what's happening, what's developing on the floor better when he's in these games. He has to wait for the coaches to prepare him. He chooses to wait for the coaches to prepare him as opposed to going off and doing these film study himself. You take
Right.
great players like Kobe, LeBron. I'm just gonna stop there. They watch film on their own.
Yeah.
They prepare themselves on their own, and then they use that when they're leading their teammates. How can
Yeah.
Joker be a leader if he can't tell his teammates anything from something from an objective source, right? So here's what I saw that made me not trust them. With Malone, I saw a team. I saw Aaron Gordon looking almost injured the way he was playing, slow, lethargic. I'm used to him being explosive. I've been watching Aaron Gordon put the ball in people's hands since he was in high school.
Right.
He was, just slow. Let me go get a layup. You know what I'm saying? That's what you saw. You see them last night under the new coach, under Adelman. Joker threw this dude an alley oop. Not only did he catch it and put it down, he reversed it. Like now we seeing the old Aaron Gordon. I saw Joker playing defense.
Yeah.
Not great, but I saw him doing it. Right? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Where was all of this when y'all had Malone? So
Yeah.
it seemed like Malone lost them at some
Yeah.
point. And this is why I don't trust them, because if you're going to play one way with a great coach because he's critical of you guys in the right way. I heard some stories about the media was reporting on him yelling at them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can't get up the next day and go play because he yelled at you.
Yeah.
Come on, come on.
Yeah.
I don't trust
Man,
them, but yeah,
to be honest with you, whether they're in the 7th spot or the 8th spot, if they're in the 8th spot, they're getting swept. If they're in the 7th spot, they're losing in 5. So that's what I think is going to happen. It is it's interesting to see what will happen with those 2 young teams in the playoffs. I got OKC going further, but I tell you what, the Houston Rockets going down with every ounce of fight, because that's the way Ime Udoka got them boys playing. You
you're
ain't
right.
you ain't skating by Houston in no round. You gonna earn every win in the playoffs when you play the Houston Rockets,
You're right.
and they gonna
Under
come to
Ime,
play.
under
They gonna come
Ime.
to play.
Here's my hope, man. Houston and OKC meet each other in the Western Conference Finals. If Houston don't win, OKC just give OKC the championship. We don't even gotta play it out.
Yeah.
I think they only got one loss to the East all season.
Yeah, they've been balling. They tough. They
You talk
tough.
about
They
who could beat the Celtics? OKC.
OKC. See, the thing is, I think this is what makes OKC a dangerous team for Boston, right? Boston got the unicorn, right? Well, Chet, he ain't as big, but he's the similar type of a player. Come on out here. I'm gonna hit you with these threes in your face, and if you come down to the paint, I'm a toss that. I'm a rim protector. That's exactly what Porzingis is for the Boston Celtics. But I think that OKC got the MVP this year. And boy, he is going to be lights out. And he played defense. He locks in. So that is going to be fun. That'll be a fun matchup, Boston and OKC. That actually is my finals matchup, is Boston and OKC. And OKC winning their first title. That's my way early prediction right now for the playoffs. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the next couple games. I don't trust Denver. I don't trust some of these other teams that's coming down there. The Clippers, you know what I mean, they could cause a couple problems because it's no different than Golden State. Boy, when Kawhi Leonard is actually engaged, he's another one of those players that can carry a franchise and put a team that they should lose to on the brink, and you never know, you know?
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say like if the standings stay as they are right now, with the Nuggets in the fourth position and the Clippers in the fifth, Zubac is going to make Joker work because Zubac has been playing on another level this season. He's a big guy who he plays a little bit like Shaq. He's just not as big as Shaq was.
Yeah.
At the size that he is, he will dunk everything that comes his way, and he has one of the best passes in the history of the NBA, feeding him the ball in James Harden.
Yeah.
And if Kawhi Leonard is able to go, man, he changes the game.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard can be their best player every night without James Harden losing any type of respect or anything because he's still an all-star level, future Hall of Famer. He could still be all of that, to be second to Kawhi Leonard as far as the offensive talent.
Yeah.
And Zubac just gets to reap the benefits of both of them.
Yeah. It's a
Clippers can be
dangerous team. Typically, the Clippers are a dangerous team. Yes. So, guys, tell us what y'all think. Tell us about these playing games. It's going to be fun to watch. Hopefully, the NBA playoffs can just take a little page out of the March Madness because, boy, March Madness be going. Man, that is one of the best tournaments. It is the best tournament in all the sports, in my opinion. March Madness is like that. Once again, y'all, thank you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and most importantly, stay winning. I stay winning. I'm winning, I stay winning. I did it, I stay winning. I'm winning, never losing. I'm winning, or caught slipping. I did it, I stay winning. I'm winning,